Hello, people. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. My topic for today is journey of manhood, and my subtopic is modesty. And I will take you through some few verses here and there, and I'll take you through the book of First Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1 to 6. Here is a trustworthy saying: whoever aspires to be an overseer desires a noble task. Now that the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money, he must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him, and that he must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. If anyone does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. Modesty, the Greek word for modesty is kosmios, and I'll take you through also the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 25. Adam and Eve were both naked and they felt no shame. Genesis chapter 3 verse 4 to 10. You will not suddenly die, the serpent said to the woman, for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you'll be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food, and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." So the fig trees the Adam and Eve were using were not enough to cover their nakedness. So what God did, he had to make tunics of animal skin, and kutoneth, it means a long shirt like garment, and he clothed them. Genesis chapter 3 verse 21. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. So God made sure that he didn't want them to be naked, for he saw that they were feeling ashamed, so God had to cover their shame. And also Genesis chapter 9 verse 18 to 29. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the whole earth. Noah, a man of soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. While he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered and inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves. Will he be to his brothers?" He also said, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tent of Shem. And may Canaan be the slave of Japheth." After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years and he died. So, why Noah cast Ham? Because Ham laughed at his father's nakedness instead of trying his best to cover his father's nakedness. But Shem and Japheth covered their father's nakedness and he blessed them. So God cares and commands the modesty of men. So as men, we have to be modest. We don't need to show our whole bodies or half bodies. Don't need to show our chests to anyone else. So we have to ensure that we are covered. Well, we can read the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 26. "And do not go up to my altar on steps on your private parts, or your private parts may be exposed." Exodus chapter 28 verse 42. "Make linen garments as a covering for the body, reaching from the waist to the thighs." Leviticus chapter 8 verse 7. He put the tunic on Aaron, tied the sash around him, clothed him with the robe, and put the ephod on him. He also fastened the ephod with a decorative waistband, which he tied around him. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may desire the praise of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light. 1 Peter. So, nakedness is not just being completely unclothed, it is also being underclothed. Luke chapter 8 verse 27. But when Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a demon-possessed man from the town. For a long time, this man had not worn clothes or lived in a house, but he lived in the tombs. Luke chapter 8 verse 35, the same book. And the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone out sitting at Jesus' feet, dressed and at his right mind, and they were afraid. So, when you're modest, when you're covering your nakedness, you are showing love to others. That means that you're not making people to stumble and fall. And so we have to think about our sisters. Although they are not as visual as men, but you have to ensure that just be modest, because don't make your women or girls to stumble because you're showing your shirt, your chest, or you're showing your chest, or you're shirtless. You don't need to make the sisters to stumble, because some of them, when they see a shirtless guy, they get easily attracted to him. So don't make the sisters to fall. And also, we have to conduct ourselves with gentleness, and have to be like Jesus Christ. So if you're a man, modesty applies to you also. Hope you've learned something. Have a good day, and may you be blessed.